What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul, bringing you the latest on Big Brother Over the Top. Okay, so a lot of stuff's been going on, and I probably should have made another video last week, but I just didn't get the time to do it. But I plan to do a few more this week. I at least want to do one more video, so I just want to put that out there. So in case you're watching this, there'll probably be another one up in a few days. All right, so first off, I want to talk a few things before the actual vote with Shane being evicted was put up. So just very quickly, because I know you guys want to hear what happened recently, we had a four-person alliance form, pseudo-alliance, not really an alliance. I'll get to that later. So we had Justin, Jason, Alex, and Scott have a four-person alliance. And I'm actually really excited about this alliance personally, or at least I was at the time, because I thought that the four of them could probably go really, really far together. However, with recent events happening, and I'll get to that in just a moment, it doesn't look like that foursome is going to stay together for too long. All right, so obviously Shane was evicted, and thank God. I hated Shane, or at least I didn't always hate him. I just hated him last week with one of his diary room sessions that he had. He was so against fucking Scott for no reason, and I was just like, well, I mean, you stabbed him in the back, Scott stabs you. You know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's Big Brother. You just got to deal with it. Like, he took things way more personally than they should have been. Although I did appreciate that he was defending Danielle and like the diary room or whatever. He says that she's been having a tough time, but I respect him for that. But not for the shit he said in the first diary room last week. All right, so HOH competition. It was kind of a throwback to the skee ball that they had in BB18, although a little different. They had a bunch of balls just pop out, and they had to break the balls open, and inside some of the balls were tokens. And Paul Abrahamian came back, and I fucking love Paul Abrahamian. He's like, your boy's back in the house. Everyone's pissed because he's calling them out. Boy, pissed. All right, anyway. Fucking love Paul. Anyway, so he came back in the house, and he hosted the competition. He was just fantastic because he's always fantastic. He was calling everyone out. He's like, "Oh, weenies, get outside! Come on! What the fuck you looking at me for? Why don't you follow my friendship tips? Huh? I left them there for a reason." He left it ambiguous who won BB18 too. He was like, it was just fine. All right. So anyway, back to the comp in general. So regarding this competition, Alex had to get these beer goggles because if you remember from 2 weeks ago during the veto comp, she got the 19th hole, which makes the next HOH that she was in give her a disadvantage. And that was a disadvantage. She got beer goggles. So regarding the skee ball aspect of it, she got boned. There's nothing she could do. Get her some lube because she's boned. All right, so she ended up just giving her tokens to like Morgan, I believe, or maybe Shelby. Or, I don't know, someone. She gave it to someone. I didn't really pay too much attention to that. I was more paying attention to the actual skee ball. All right, so I mean, Justin was doing really well in this competition. I feel like Justin gets very close every single time. And whether that's good or bad, I don't know. I like Justin, so I think it's personally a good thing, although I think he might have thrown it. Or some people speculate that he might have thrown it. I'm not too sure. He might have said something. I don't remember, though. All right, so what we've had is Kryssie actually win HOH. Now, I know a lot of you don't like Kryssie. I happen to be on that same boat with you, although she's kind of, I don't know, I'm like in the middle with her. I think I've always been on the middle with her in my eyes. I feel like in the beginning I kind of liked her, and then maybe I just think back to when I did like her, and that's why when I think about how I feel about her now, I think, well, I don't like her. But no, I'm just more neutral about her. Maybe a little less on the dislike, maybe a little more on the dislike than on the like side, but it's very, like on a scale of negative 100 to 100, she'd be like a -5, maybe. You know, she's not that, she's not that bad. Although then again, there's no one in the house that I really dislike too much anymore. I feel like finally the showmance is gone with Danielle and Shane. So honestly, I just wanted one of them gone. I didn't really care who. Although I know Danielle's getting a lot of people's nerves. I'll go to that in the diary room sessions later. All right, so Kryssie wins HOH, and obviously this throws a monkey wrench in the Plastics plan. Also throws a monkey wrench in America's plan, because I believe a lot of people in America wanted Kryssie to be on the block this week. A have-not and on the block, because she sort of escaped that being a have-not last week, which is pretty surprising, because a lot of people were expecting her to be one. But I don't know how the hell it fell to, I don't know how Shelby got it instead. Or Alec, yeah, I don't know how Shelby got it, because I believe it was between Kryssie and Shelby. All right, so before diary rooms, Kryssie's plan, a lot of people wanted her to backdoor Alex, or at the very least get Alex out in general. Those people being most people on her side of the house. I'm sure Danielle was wanting that a lot. I don't think Jason or Justin really wanted that. So I actually don't know who actually did want that, because I think that's just what everyone expected to happen. It was always either going to be Scott or Alex out this week, and I think everyone was just expecting it to be Alex. But America threw a monkey wrench in that plan. I like to say fucking monkey wrench for some reason. America threw a monkey wrench. Everyone fucking threw a monkey wrench. Or whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to say monkey wrench again. I'm going to fucking say monkey wrench again. All right, America threw a monkey wrench in it, because that's apparently my line now, because everyone goddamn says it. All right, so America threw a monkey wrench in their plan and gave Alex the care package, which is safety for the week. And she also gets this cool costume. Well, I don't know if it's cool. I'll talk about the costume after. But she also gets this costume, and she's safe for the week, has to serve the HOH. Okay, so giving it to Alex, probably very big, because now that limits the targets that Kryssie can use. Because I believe that she would have wanted Alex or Scott out, or one of the two of them. But Kryssie's been saying some contrary things to that, and I'll get to that in a bit. I think after the diary room sessions, because it happened afterwards. All right, so first off, actually, let's talk about the costume. I don't think the costume suits Alex. I just like her face with like the glasses. It just doesn't look right. I don't know. Like normally those outfits, I don't know. It just looks weird on her. Like I was looking at her in the diary room. It was kind of like, I mean, I don't know. It's just weird. Let me know if you agree with me down below. Maybe a lot of you like it. Maybe a lot of you don't like it. I mean, the whole point of costume, the Big Brother game is, someone's going to get a costume. And last week it was Shelby. And I thought that was really funny. Was it 2 weeks ago now? I guess it was 2 weeks ago. Fucking time flies so quick. But I believe it was part of last week and part of 2 weeks ago. So Shelby had her costume. I thought that was really funny, her costume. And Alex's costume, I think it's funny, but I don't think it suits her. I think it would have been better for like a Shelby, or, oh my God, if one of the guys got it, that would have been hilarious. If Justin got it, that would have been so funny. Justin probably would have gotten it if someone won HOH on the plastic side. Like, we got to keep Justin safe, fam. Anyway, or maybe they would have wasted it on a plastic, because that's what people tend to do. All right, so let's just jump into the diary room sessions, because they were very telling. Apparently, Scott had a conversation with Kryssie, so I'll jump to that first and then get into the diary room. So apparently, he talked to Kryssie about, listen, like, I don't think that either of the two of us are the more likable people in this cast by America, so it might make more sense for the two of us to maybe stick together. I think Kryssie heard him out, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll find out very soon. All right, so jumping in the diary rooms, we have Justin. He seems to be in a good place right now. He's playing a really good social game. As most of you know, I mean, he has a working relationship with, I believe, everyone in the house. Very impressed with Justin, and that's why I like Justin. He's I said this last video. He just knows what he's doing. He's just a cool, man. He's just a cool cat. You dig? And I love his lines. Love his catchphrases. I mean, some people in the house are a little annoyed with him, and maybe I can see that, having to live with someone who's a little on the loud side. But I enjoy the times that I have to watch him. Which, I mean, obviously I don't watch 24/7. None of us do. But the times I do watch him, I do enjoy it. But I can understand why some people might be annoyed. But I think it's awesome. It's like with Paul last season. Like, maybe you wouldn't want to live with him, but he's really fun to watch. And definitely a favorite in my eyes. All right, so he's playing the middle right now, which is smart. And that's what he's doing with this social game. He says his side finally won HOH. But he believes that he's not part of this, like, us versus them mentality that seems to have really formed since the beginning of this game. Like, oh, this side of the house and this side of the house. Justin says, fuck that, fam. And he's just working in the middle, and he's going to work with who he wants to work with. and with the Justin, Jason, Alex, and Scott alliance. I think that's very telling. Though he never talked about the alliance, which is also telling. What does that mean? I don't know. We'll find out soon. All right, next person is Neely. What I found very ironic about Neely is that she said that Alex is not my enemy. I was just sitting there like, fool, you fucking said like a week and a half ago, Alex is my #1 target because she broke a promise to Kryssie, and she's my #1, and put her on the block, even though Kryssie never had a shot at going home. She never had a shot. No one ever cared about voting Kryssie out, except maybe after this week because she finally won something. Hey, maybe it wasn't best for her game. Who knows? All right, but anyway, he's like, Alex is not my enemy. I think she said she would rather, I don't know if she said Scott go home this week. I know her and Kryssie have been having disagreements lately about who to put up, and maybe with Alex winning the care package, it's different now. But I've been hearing 3 people that are potentially going to go up, and actually I guess 4 because Kryssie also threw out Shelby. So it's Whitney, Morgan, or Scott, or Shelby. So the 4 of them might be on the block this week at any point in time. And ironically, now we're already talking about Neely, so I might as well just go ahead and say I think she might end up on the block this week. Like, I don't know what happened with her in America, but I think it's because America knows that she's Kryssie's #1 ally. They might put her on the block and really throw a monkey wrench in their fucking plan. I'm saying monkey wrench like 30 times. Like, oh my, I should just rename this video Paul's fucking monkey wrench BBOTT. All right, anyway. I'm getting carried away here. Okay, so next person that was in was Scott. All right, so Scott talked about his little deal that he tried to make with Kryssie, and he says if she was smart, she would take it. And thinking to myself, you know, maybe it would be smart for her to take it, but I'm not sure. In the long run, it probably would be smart for her to take it. In the short run, as in like the next 2 weeks, not smart. It would put a target on Kryssie's back to go after any of the other plastic girls. She needs to go after Scott this week because that's the predictable thing to do. And if she was to, oh my God, I was gonna say throw a monkey wrench again. Oh my God. If they want to go against that plan, see, working around it now. If they want to work against that plan, then put Scott on the block because she doesn't want to piss off the plastics, and that makes sense. And if she was to piss off Morgan, Whitney, and Shelby, then she's going to be a target when they win HOH. And that's because when you win HOH, you need a reason to put someone up, and that is a reason. You dig? All right, anyway, oh my God. Fucking Scott and Alex. I think Scott's in love with Alex, and I believe Alex has a boyfriend. I believe the only 3 single girls in the house was Danielle, Neely, and Shelby. I believe Alex has a boyfriend. I think she gave him a shout out in her diary room, which I'll get into that later. Not the boyfriend, but just her diary room. So we have Scott's like, yeah, Alex won the care package. I would rather Alex have won it rather than me. Blah, 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 blah. He said this 3 times. 3 times. Like, he gave like this 1.5-minute speech about Alex winning the care package 3 times. That's half the goddamn diary room session. I want to hear about your thoughts. I don't care what you think about Alex winning the care package 3 fucking times. Just say, okay, here's what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. Don't make me watch you for 12 minutes just talking about Alex. I know you want to get in her pants, bruh, but come on. Anyway, so you could tell I'm very passionate about this issue. So anyway, so Scott basically is very happy that Alex won the care package, and he said that if he was to go home this week and Alex was to stay, that would be fine with him. And I'm also thinking to myself, what are you doing? No. I'm surprised all the plastics are so happy that Alex won. They should be saying, no, I'm not happy because now I'm a target. Like, what are you doing? Are you playing Big Brother? I get you actually like her as a person, but you should have said, listen, I like that she won. Don't like that I could be a target. That's a real thing to say. Don't be like, I don't know what these people are thinking. I'm so happy Alex won. If I left this week, I'd be fine with that because she's still here. It's so stupid. Oh, my God. And I like Scott, but Jesus, dude. All right, Morgan was in next, and she was happy that Alex won the care package too, which makes sense. You know, they're related, although I guess it is a little surprising because they seem to have a very rocky relationship as they were getting into the house, but maybe I guess they kind of solidified themselves as more, you know, a more sisterly connection. And I'm actually happy for them that it happened. I saw it happen with the Pax Bros on BB Can 4, and it's definitely happening with them on BBOTT 1. All right, so Morgan said that, listen, she might be on the block this week, and she's been hearing rumors about it. And I don't know if it's true, but it could be true. I mean, it is true. I talked about it before, her and Whitney being 2 of the 4 people. So yeah, I guess it is true. It's a possibility. I'll talk about her and Whitney's conversation with Kryssie after Diary Rooms. All right, so Morgan is like, listen, if I go on the block this week, you're going to see a different side of me. You saw me laying low all this time. Well, prepare for me to fucking blow up. And I was like, whoa, girl. Can't we see that side of you now? Like, why do you got to play like under the radar? Like, fucking like go attack people. Like, do what Paul says. Call people the fuck out. I guess when you don't have to, you don't have to, though, right? All right, so what else did she say? Oh, wait, she said that her and Whitney are going to go talk to Kryssie, and I will be talking about that later. She's like, I'm going to go balls to the wall or something if I'm on the block. I was like, all right, Morgan, calm down. She seems very strategic in her diary rooms, and I have to give her credit. I feel like she's playing the part that she wanted to in the house. Laying low under the radar. And although I would rather people always call people out, but laying low is obviously a good strategy. Jason got in next. Jason said that he's kind of playing the middle at this time. He's still loyal to the Jamboree or whatever they're fucking called now. I don't know. They get like I'm still getting them confused with like the first Jamboree, the Backyard Crew, the Misfits. We'll just call them Misfits. That's fine. All right, so he's happy Kryssie won because he knows that he's not going to go up if she's not going to put him up. America could still put him up. I don't think they will, but they could. He said something interesting about the Justin, Jason, Alex, and Scott alliance. He said that he'd rather work with Alex than work with Scott. Pretty unexpected, and it also goes back to what Alex is going to say in her diary room, which I'll get to later. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. So Jason says that, yeah, I'd rather Scott go because I think he's more sneaky and conniving than Alex, and I'd rather work with Alex. Now, is he only saying that because she won the care package? I don't know. It's kind of confusing. Anyway, I dig it. Yeah, doesn't trust Scott. Yeah, that's what I have written down. All right, so Whitney says that she has a good relationship with Kryssie. She says that they both have like the similarity of them being away from their boyfriends of a very long time. I believe Morgan and Alex are also in that boat with them, but I don't know if they've all dated for a long time. I know Whitney was like years. I think Kryssie was years as well. So I think that's probably makes more sense for them to have like a closer bond than maybe Morgan and Alex, who I'm not sure how long they've dated their boyfriends for. Maybe they dated a long time. I don't know. All right, so then we have, okay, Whitney was saying that she didn't really say much. She said that she wasn't going after Kryssie, which is true, I guess, sort of. She'd still rather them gone than people in her alliance. So is that going after? I guess not, technically. So yeah, Whitney's not going after Kryssie. But like I said, she is a potential target to go on the block this week, Whitney, as most likely a pawn, if anything, although if someone wins veto, could throw a real monkey wrench in there, huh, guys? It never stops. All right, so Danielle was in next. Oh my god. So she said that Shane leaving was bad for her game. That's wrong for multiple reasons. One, actually, I think Kryssie winning HOH was actually really good for her game this week because Shane left, and I'll get to that. Well, I guess I'll get to that now. Okay, so Shane leaving was actually good for her game because she's not in a showmance anymore, and her not being in a showmance anymore basically indicates that, okay, I'm not as big as a target anymore, and that's good for her. That's good for her game. She had a really good emotional connection with Shane. I understand that, although I personally didn't like Shane, at least last week. I liked him the first week and part of the second week, I think I didn't. I just wanted to show Matt's gone. But once I saw how annoying he was, I was like, get him out of here. Week 3. Yeah. So yeah, Shane Going's actually better for her game, especially because Kryssie won HOH this week. And let me tell you why. So if Kryssie wins HOH, that means Danielle's name isn't going to be coming out of people's mouths anymore. So she gets a week to lie low. Like if Plastic won HOH this week, they might have put Danielle up. And, you know, and if they put Danielle up, she could have easily have gone home. So Kryssie winning HOH and Shane leaving are 2 things that benefit Danielle. She doesn't. I don't think she even realizes it though. That's what's concerning to me. Like, you know, as like a viewer, like does she not know that she could lay low this week? I hope she knows to lay low. I have not heard her name. I have not seen her name on Twitter too often. Although one thing that I have been seeing is that all the house guests, except for Kryssie, said that the most annoying person in the house, or one of the most annoying person in the house, is Danielle, because she always likes to talk about herself. Danielle, keep your close, girl. I mean, it's going to do you some good. Trust me. All right, so, wait, she's not happy Alex won the care package. In fact, she's pissed. Your girl's pissed. Her main targets cannot go home this week. She's bummed. Anyway, she's just trying to win favor back with America. Well, honestly, she probably doesn't know how to do that. She's just trying to be herself. There's not much you can do. It'll bounce around. I remember Scott was last on Jokers at some point, or like 12th or 11th or something. He bounced back to like 6th. So things bounce back really quickly in Big Brother. Lately, though, actually, I want to talk about that a little bit. So one thing that I've been noticing lately in Big Brother, I would say the last year or 2 years, is the placement of people on the popularity scale has been fluctuating fairly often. I don't know if this has been consistent with other seasons, because I've only gotten so into it, like really, really into it recently. Like I didn't look at all these polls recently. I've always had like my own personal opinions. But I don't know if that was what everyone else thought. But I guess 17 and 18 are the 2 seasons I noticed this the most. And BB Can 4. So basically season 17, you had like Vanessa on top going to the bottom. BB Can 4, you had everyone fluctuating all the goddamn time. And BB 18, you had people fluctuating all the damn time too, until it finally solidified like day 60, 70. And I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like that's happening BBOTT as well. The plastics are on top on Jokers right now. That could easily flip. And I'm betting that it will flip. We see Alex number 1. We saw Shelby like 4 or 5 last week. Now she's back to like 1st or 2nd. Justin was 1st for a while. He's down to 5th. So things are still fluctuating very mildly, but I feel like we're going to have some big flips very, very soon. Let me know what you guys think down below. I know a lot of your favorites are either the Misfits or the Plastics, or maybe a combination. I personally have a combination of my favorites because, you know, I'm not like fucking on one side of the house like everyone in the game is. But, you know, that's just me. And I think it is going to flip, and we'll see how that works out. All right, so Shelby was next. I always actually get a lot of insight. And I'm not even joking here when Shelby is in the diary room. She always says something that I'm actually surprised about. Okay, so let me get to it. So she says she's not going to miss Shane. She's like, fuck Shane, fuck you. And Morgan said the same thing, but Shelby like really went off. Like Morgan was kind of awkward with how she said bye, Shane. Shelby was like, never cared. Fuck you, Shane. You didn't like me anyway. Bye-bye. I was like, damn, girl, you're good at fucking playing the role, girl. Because she's not playing a role, it's because she's serious. All right, but anyway. She knows about the alliance between Scott, Justin, and Jason. That's huge. And they've had some indications of that recently. I believe Shelby even told Morgan and Whitney. I think they also, and I think the 3 of them also told, or Shelby just told Kryssie at one point. So it's very interesting how this occurred. So Shelby's kind of like letting everyone know what's going on. So they got blown up before they got blown up. It's kind of funny. So the thing about the thing about Shelby that was surprising to me was that she said that she wanted to be a have-not for strategy reasons. She was like asking America, listen, I don't think she knew that you couldn't be a have-not 2 weeks in a row, which she should know. She doesn't know like some of the basic stuff, but she was like, listen, make me a have-not, I guess every chance you can, so people in the house think that I'm not like Bear America, so that I can get to the end. And I was like, holy shit, this girl's a genius, girl. Like, Jesus, man. She's, last week she had that thing about playing herself down and her language stuff. This week she's saying, make me a have-not for strategy. I was like, damn, has anyone said that yet? Has anyone said that yet? No. She's like, I hate being on slop. I fucking hate it. But if it's for strategy, please let me do it. Damn, that's pretty sweet. I appreciate her because I know she's a gamer. She's smart. She thinks outside the box. That's not something I would actually think about. But maybe now I will. So thank you, Shelby, for that. She also said, listen, I'm a good person, but I'm not a nice person. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. She's kind of a little catty and a little loud and annoying, but she's so entertaining, and I enjoy watching Shelby in the house personally. All right, let's get to the next person. Alex. Wow, getting to the end already. I think it's Alex and then Whitney, right? Yep. All right, so Alex, she had a few things to say. And by the way, I have a list here on my iPad. Whoa, that is so bright. So I have a list here on my iPad. I usually just remember everything off the top of my head, but because of everyone's very specific things that's in the diary rooms, I've been writing those down lately, just to help me out in case I do forget. Because I feel like sometimes I do videos and then I forget to mention one or two things. Like when I was doing BB-18 one time, I forgot to mention who won the veto, and I was just like, oh man, how did I forget that? All right, but anyway. Yeah, Alex, first off, she thanks America for the care package, obviously. She wants us to throw Neely up as as America's nominee. All right, so as I was mentioning before with Neely, with Neely's diary room, I think that Neely will go up as the America's nominee this week for the sole reason that she's Kryssie's #1 ally, and that during the have-not vote, she had like 50% of the votes, which is very surprising. So everyone basically wanted Neely to be a have-not this week, which is very. I personally like Neely. I don't have anything against her, but I guess people in the house have been seeing things through another perspective lately. I think people have been seeing things through another perspective lately. So Neely might end up being America's nominee on the block this week, and that might be very surprising. So we'll see what happens with that, but that's what Alex is asking people to do. And it didn't seem like people were really asking America to put certain people on the block this week, except for Alex, which I was like, all right, I mean, whatever. They're like, oh, just make it anyone other than me. But Alex is like, balls to the wall, as Morgan would say. Put Neely on the block. I was like, holy shit, girl, all right. All right, so we have, she says that she can't really talk to Kryssie. The conversations go nowhere. She says that Kryssie only likes talking. She likes to make everything about herself, and yeah, she kind of does, honestly. She says that she was trying to play under the radar this week, and as I said last video, she failed at doing that because everyone was still targeting her, and she says now that she realizes that she was failed at that because everyone was targeting her this week and she didn't win the care package. So she's now just going to say, fuck it, I'm going to win all the HOHs and comps that I can. Preach, girl, preach. I mean, you do what you got to do to stay alive in that game. All right, so she says that she said if someone from her side had to leave, it would have to be Scott. She trusts her girls more than she does Scott. And she doesn't trust, and Jason and Justin haven't been giving her good vibes lately. Now, this is very surprising because it's fucking like Scott, like I said before, Scott's diary room was Alex. Fucking like half his diary room was all about Alex. And then you fucking have Alex's diary room, and she's like, yeah, I'm not so sure about Scott. I guess we'll have to send him home this week. I'm just sitting there lolling because it's really funny. All right, so she knows everyone's coming after her if she didn't win this care package, which I think it is true. Even though Kryssie says it's not, I think it's true. Fuck you, Kryssie. You would have put fucking Alex out. There's no doubt in my mind. All right. Last person was the HOH, Kryssie. Let's see. So she thought that Scott was emotional for him sending Shane home. I tend to disagree on that because I think personally, I think Shane is the better of the two between them and Danielle to go for two reasons. One, they already know America doesn't like Danielle, so she's more likely to go on the block due to America. And also, I believe that Danielle is more solidified on that side where Shane is more of a snake, and we have to get the snake out. That's just my opinion. But, it is what it is. She says that she wants to stay loyal to whoever. She's like, I'm going to bring the best players to the game, even if they're popular, to the final three. I'm just sitting there like, why? Why would you do that? You take who you can win to the end. That's how you play Big Brother. Why go to the final three if you can't win is it $250,000? $250,000. You just wasted. That was a burp cough. I don't know if you heard of those, but it was a combination. It was me burping and coughing to try to hide it. I said that. I'm saying that now just in case you heard it, but whatever. Okay, but anyway, yeah, you don't bring people that are going to beat you to the end. You bring the people that you can beat. Otherwise, you wasted 2 months. Like, what's the point? Like, oh, I played this game. It was a good experience. I made some good friends. Fuck that. You want $250,000. I had a great experience. Fuck you. So what? You were bitching last week about, I'm going to go on. Well, I'm going to say the rule book and see if I can get Scott evicted. And that's fucking my Kryssie voice because she fucking does that weird voice sometimes. Although not in this diary room, I would have to say. She also said she saw the irony in giving Alex the care package because during Alex's HOH, they gave Kryssie the care package, and I'm like, yeah, they're not the two rivals in the house, girl. Like it's you and Scott, it's not you and Alex. So go calm down. And she also thought that they did it mostly for the lulz. And I'm like, no, they did it because they wanted to be safe because they knew she was a target. All right. I'll end off the diary rooms with that because I didn't really care too much about what Kryssie had to say. Actually, I wrote a lot. Oh, yeah. I basically said she thought it was funny that Alex won, but she still made it about herself. She was like, oh, it's going to be awkward with Alex. I'm going to try to make it not too hard for her, which I do appreciate. She is a good person. She plays through her heart, which I don't recommend doing in Big Brother, but you can tell that she is genuine, although she does tend to make things about her more often than not. It's one thing that I noticed, and she's kind of hypocritical about some things she says. All right, so with Kryssie, there was a conversation that happened, like I said, what happened between Morgan and Whitney happened last night. They were both basically saying, listen, we're not going after you. We shouldn't be the targets, et cetera, et cetera. And Kryssie was basically saying, listen, I know you might have been hearing things, but it's probably going to be either Shelby or Scott as the target and one of you guys as the pawn. And that's basically the end of that conversation. My opinions for the week, and I already alluded to some of these, so I'll try to keep this not too long. First off, America's Nom, I believe it's going to be it's either going to be Scott or Neely. If Scott's already on the block, it's going to be Neely. Everyone, I don't know what's up with America, always wanted to put Morgan on the block. I mean, like, she didn't go on the block the past few weeks, and I don't think she'll go on the block in the next few weeks, or at least this week. I don't know, maybe she will. Surprise me. Fucking do it. Surprise me. I dare you. Fuck you. All right, anyway, so yeah, I think it's going to be Neely or Scott on the block if Scott's not initially on. I think it'll be Neely. Is what it is. Who's going to go home? If Neely's on the block, it's going to be Neely. If Scott's on the block, without Neely, it's going to be Scott. Unless Justin and Jason do a flipperoo, which is possible, could happen. Would be very interesting. And this is like one of the weeks where it could happen. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people in the diary room were saying, listen, I think the house is still divided, but the test for that is this week. You dig? If certain people on the block this week with Scott and they have an opportunity to send like a Whitney or Morgan home, who are pawns, Jason and Justin, and they work the house to flip, then it's no longer a 50-50 game. It's, listen, I have relationships with XYZ and also relationships with ABC. So it's going to be very interesting if that happens. I would actually be excited. But from what Jason said and from what Alex has said, I don't think it will this week. Because they both said, I would rather Scott gone than Alex. Which, I mean, Jason said I'd rather Scott gone, and Alex said she'd rather Scott gone too. So it is what it is. That's been my update video. Who's going to be my predictions? Who's going to be on the block? It's going to be Scott and one of the girls, Morgan or Whitney. I'm going to bet Morgan. Just, I don't know, no reason, just because I'm just going to bet Morgan. There's no indication of what it is right now. Kryssie's still kind of confused on it herself. Oh, have-nots this week were just picked. They were Neely, Scott, and Jason. Very surprising. I think Jason might have asked for it. I think no, he didn't ask for it. I don't even know. Anyway, so those are the have-nots this week. Another reason why I think Neely's going to go on the block as America's nominee. All right, so anyway, this has been a Reality Room Podcast, an update episode on what's been going on in the BBOTT house. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel down below. Hopefully this recorded my sound because I shot a Survivor video yesterday with Nate and work out. So hopefully it doesn't fucking bone me again. But if it does, whatever, I'll just shoot it again. I don't really care. But this has been Reality Room Podcast with Paul. Till next time, peace. I don't know. I just did peace again. I guess I'm doing it again. Whatever. Peace for a third time. Yeah, whatever. Bye, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.